why not?
Hello.
Okay, we're on.
Recording. We're on.
Welcome
everyone
to our beautiful couch time with a difference.
Yeah, couch time.
A bit
stepping
more.
it up. Yeah. And what's the title today, Dan?
I was really liking when we were talking just before about that, the offer, or the it comes from us, but it also comes from everyone listening. You know, that offer. What value? What is our worth? How are we holding this? Are we sick and tired and in pain over so many things? You know, are we wanting to absolutely kick that out of the ballpark and start to be empowered, start to own our shit, and really start to know who are we, so that we can actually get that out there.
Yep.
Goes for you and me, goes for everybody. It's not, we are one and the same, but we want to shine and show you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you said about being engaged, and already as I'm speaking now, I can feel the heat, because this is not going to be one of those nice little videos. This is actually going to be a video where you, the listener, need to sit in your truth and take action. So, and really, I feel like I'm just talking to myself.
Yeah.
So being engaged with life means, live, love, laugh, all the rest of it. But by God, you actually need to be uncomfortable in order to move forward. So that's really what this transmission is about for me today.
Yeah. There's just a quick little story that I said I would share about, Tristan coming back. He's in my world. We're here and we're engaged and we're building and growing and doing. And as soon as he came back, from overseas, he's landed, I get this most painful neck. And I was just like, and it was all on my masculine, it was all on that doing and action and all of that. It was this pain. And I was like, what is that? Like, I just felt like I just wanted to, drop into nothing, And as I felt into it, he came up behind me. This was one, I'm sure he doesn't mind me sharing this. He came up behind me and held me and just held me into him. And for me, being my little masculine and feminine, guru, space, whatever you want to call it, I just melted and I felt all of this. I felt my feminine. So it felt like I had two different faces and all this melding was happening. And it was like, for the first time in my world, I'm willing to let it fucking go.
Yeah.
And let him support me. Let myself support myself. Not give a flying about anything else that's happening outside of my world, just here, just in my now. And that's when I felt that engaged thing happen, like the two parts of me could go, I can hear, let's do this. Oh my God, it was amazing. Amazing. So yesterday I couldn't even move. Today I'm like, okay, it's all moving. It's happening.
Yeah.
And that's what we were saying about support, that we're actually, I didn't just know what to do with all of that pain. I could have just gone into the pain and gone, and been in it for weeks or days or whatever. But I went, you know what? I have things that I can work with. I've got stuff that I can use. I've got tools because I've worked really hard and deeply with myself to get to that point.
Yeah.
So boom, off it goes. And today, moving.
Yeah. And I totally honor that, Dan. I totally feel you. And I just, because it's not easy.
No.
Yeah.
And we can go. We can choose whatever path we want, of that.
Absolutely. Yes.
We can choose the pain and go, poor me, and go into that. Absolutely. And hand up that I've been there over the years, but no.
10 hands up.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to share my part, because was this Sunday?
Yes.
So mine was Sunday too. How interesting.
Isn't it?
And again, it's with my beloved, and I'm actually just going to share from my perspective, because we've been together for over 20 years and it's been a struggle. And I understand through all the work that I've done and work I've done with you, Dan, about the masculine and the feminine. And finally, after all this time, I was actually able to be in my integrated masculine and feminine, and I feel like I want to cry.
Oh, I can
but
feel
it was
you.
so I have never felt like that in my life, and for the first time I totally opened my heart, and I have kept doing that for the last few days. I've just, my conditioning was to shut down, and now it's like literally within seconds I'm like, so I can be triggered and it can be whatever. And I'm like, but you can choose to open. But you can choose to open. And I have to say, I have never been in this space before. And there's no going back. There's only going forward. And yes, there will still be, I don't actually think there'll be struggles. It's more the challenges. But through all the work I've done and a lot of it with you, this journey is just unfolding so beautifully, and I'm so grateful to be in the space that I'm in now.
Giving me those shivers, it's that yes, if you watch this and feel those yes in your world, we're here.
Yeah, absolutely, we're here.
Absolutely.
And I think we've all we've been on this journey together, you and I, and we're all on the journey together, even you watching. And we just want to invite you to actually feel into if any of this is resonating with you. We all have, whether we call it masculine or feminine or whatever we call it, we all have these struggles.
Yeah.
And it's time to stop the struggle. It doesn't have to be like that. But it takes courage to step up.
Yeah.
Absolutely takes courage. But it's so
and like you were saying, that uncomfortable feeling of like, it's there, and it's like this has this sort of vibration that just like, I don't know if I can do, that anxiety kind of feeling, or excitement, if you want to put it on the other end.
Yes.
Oh shit, something's happening here. That added to it, and put that yes into it.
Yeah.
The world is your oyster.
Yeah, totally.
And everything you need is there. It's all in here. So
yes,
it's time.
Come inside. And I think the other area that's been amazing is that I think I sort of often went on with my life having an amazing sort of circle, and my mentors, and weekends away, and a great work environment, and lots of great friends. And sometimes I'd come home and I'd feel that push-pull dynamic, which I'm sure I don't know whether many of you have experienced that out there, but you come into the home environment and there's I've only got one child, thank heavens, but there's that the social media and I can't even think of what it's called, the
this societal thing of being a family.
Being in a family and having all of those, and really wanting to just get in there and change everything, but knowing that doesn't work. You can only yell so much, and kids will be kids, and so having all of that just suddenly start to dissolve as well, because I've come into that integrated place. And so now there's still boundaries and things that need to be put in as far as coming into the home space, but it's so much more simple.
Yeah.
And it just seems to be happening quite quickly.
And when you're home, your inner home is integrated, like you say. When that integration happens, that home space within you, that's when you're full. That's when you've received and gave to yourself first.
Yeah.
You've really worked. I've watched you over and over, and even now you're starting to give that out with your meditation nights, and you're you're really starting to go, hey, this is what I've learned, and this is what I can share with you, because this makes my heart sing. This makes me have so many shivers. It's there. And so that's then the overflow. So you're full.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. I feel full.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's a very powerful space to be in, and I just so love being on this journey with you.
I know.
It's such a gift.
Isn't it?
It
Isn't
is
it?
such a gift.
I keep thinking when you say about what you and I have been through or whatever, and I'm thinking far out, like the main thing that I hear in that though is the courage that I've watched in you because I've ripped you a new one many times of opening the space going, you want to do this? I've fucking got this open for you. Like, do you want to? And every time, Robyn, you will go, fuck yes. And you're there. And we just, go through it all. It is a really magical place.
Yeah, it is
magical place. And to me, that's what's allowed you to move forward, move forward, move forward, move forward.
Yes.
Just keep stepping forward.
Yes.
And put into action what you've learned.
Absolutely, put it into action.
About yourself and then go, oh, how can I integrate this into my human? Because to me, there is this spirit, spirit human space that is also becoming engaged.
Totally. Yeah, that's it. Yes, it's that, exactly right.
There is no either or.
No, there's not. You've got to have the blending. And I think that's the other thing. It's like in that, with all of these videos and self-help things and personal development, there's a lot of that sitting back and writing notes and going, oh yeah, got that. No, you don't get it. You never get it.
No.
You need to actually put the notebooks away. Strategy's fine. But unless you have the absolute presence to be home and to take that jump, you're not going anywhere. You're kidding yourself. It's another course. It's another this. It's another that. Stop. This is where the blending of it. Absolutely. You have to embody. You totally have to embody it. All of this mind stuff.
And the ugly.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of my big moments last week, one of my shadows was I am a loser. And that's great.
Yeah.
Because if I'm a loser, I can be a winner. So it is, it's all the shadow stuff, which you do amazingly. People, you don't know your shadow unless someone can actually help you to unravel it.
That's right.
Because you'll just keep going into denial. So,
because it can be a bit scary sometimes. It can seem scary is what I more want to say. It can seem scary until you face it, until you actually get in there. And that's the other thing that's a great into about the support part, because it can seem so scary, but you have anyone, it doesn't really matter, but Robyn or I standing there, I've got this, for you to be able to come into your little cauldron and brew of who you are and know that you are held like you are held by either of us or anybody, it doesn't really matter, whoever resonates with you, that we've got you. And you and I both solid there. Really solid.
Yeah, support is crucial.
Yeah, amazing. So that you can have that place to move and explore yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it is. It's about you exploring yourself for yourself. And it is that, what you said before, Dan, you've got to fill your own cup first. And
so important.
In that, no one needs to be saved. No one needs to be fixed. It's just hold the space so that you can actually gather your own aha moments, your own version of how you do it. Like there are strategies and there are ways that work, but your blueprint is your blueprint. And that's what you uncover when you take that step into saying, yes, I'm actually going to do this.
So
you discover your own blueprint because that's your unique way of doing things.
And then you just add in the tools and add in the tool belt as such, add in the processes, whatever you need that works for you. And that all comes to you then, once you've got that. It all just will come to you.
Yes,
you don't have to be out searching and grabbing and and forcing. There's none of that. Flow just comes to your world.
It does, yeah.
It reminds me of that saying, the Einstein thing, you can't create something from the same place. You can't change something from the same place you created it. And
Yeah.
that's basically what I feel like, you know, we do, you and I,
Yeah.
hold this
Yeah.
space for others to see a different perspective.
Yeah.
And when they can see that different, that everything changes automatically. It
Absolutely.
all just starts to flow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's my invitation to anyone who's watching. If
Yes.
you're interested in moving forward and making a difference, I guess my thing is I help women, as Dan said, I do meditation and other different processes, but it's really about, helping women who've been struggling in relationships and who are really sick and tired of coming home to the same old. And, you know, like there's anxiety with the kids, there's a feeling of sort of, you know, the husband doesn't care, the relationship just isn't working, and it's not, you know, it's been going on like this for a long time. So I can help you to actually shift that so that you are getting the respect that you deserve. You are actually able to communicate more clearly what it is you want. You are being seen and you are being heard. And that opens up the channels where you can actually start to receive what it is you really want.
Yes.
It's just stopping that struggle of the anxiety with the kids and the home life and the same old.
And noticing the patterns and beliefs that you've just
absolutely
been unconsciously running, you know, for sometimes your whole life.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. You've got some
so just showing you, how you can, just really start to shift those, that strugk and that strain, and build better relationships in your life, not only with your partner and your children, but, you know, across in your work environment and so what exactly, with yourself. So my offer is, I'm going to put a little link down below on this, and just offer you a free 15-minute session just to talk through and just to hear what it is you're really struggling with, and to see if there's any way that I can assist you with that. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So
I absolutely offer that out too. That because a lot of the time you just need to connect too.
Absolutely.
You know, and we can hear these things along the way, like what we're saying. Go, oh yeah. But it actually just take 5 minutes, even just to have the phone call, just to connect. And go, wow, you know, like, and it just all starts to come out what you actually need and what you want for yourself. And like we say, we're here to just go, I can hear you. I'm here to listen. I'm here to share whatever needs to be there. So that's definitely there. I also want to put down, I'll put a little link down to the workshop, a workshop that I do each month. It has been mind-blowing, amazing. Mind-blowing, amazing for me. What's been how everything's been showing up. So it's a masculine and feminine workshop, and you also go through a gateway. So I do it on the 7th of the 7th, 8th of the 8th, 9th of the 9th, at 7:30 at night, and it goes for about 3 hours, sometimes a bit longer. And we go deep into your archetypes, you know, in your masculine and feminine, so that you can really, it's a process that you can use every day. It can integrate this into your world in every which way. So a lot of the time, even Robyn and I were talking the other day about, you know, different parts of our masculine or feminine, or that sometimes we just need to show up in our little girl for the day. You know, it's finding all these, because we don't realize how many parts we have of ourselves and how they actually are influencing each other as well. So it's basically it's just teaching you how to go through each of your archetypes so that you can do it in your own leisure, and really have that as a tool in your tool belt to help you along the way. Because it's not about, you know, it's not about seeing someone every day, all day, and, you know, we want to empower you guys to be able to, you know, move through some stuff. So we've got some pretty cool little tools that have got us to where we're
absolutely at. Well, I just want to add to that. I know when I first started working with you, there was, you know, you talk about holding the space. It was almost like I was shifted into I want to say a different dimension, but I think a different part of me where I was able to actually access what needed to come out, and you held it so beautifully.
Thank you.
And I remember just going, there was such a sense of release and relief, and that whole trusting that I had in you, like it was incredible. And the shifts from that are massive. And then they sort of continue after the session. Like you say, you've got that ability that just keeps going. And so you're always there afterwards for the support and the questions that come up. And heaven knows I've asked a lot of questions. So I really want to honour that, Dan. There's such a depth to it, and you can't do that on your own. It's not possible to do that on your own. So
you don't want to either, do you? Because to be able to support means that you can go into your vulnerability.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You can go into all of who you are and know that you're held.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. So I'll put a link down to that as well, and we'll put our numbers down there, and if you have that calling, if there is a tingle or if there is a in you, take the step. Really step into it.
Yeah, just make the call. It's 15 minutes.
Even the call, even just
or the
is bliss. You will
turn up absolutely. Yeah,
for yourself.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it really is time to start living life for yourself, because even though it's courage and there's things that come up and you think, wow, I wasn't expecting that. It's what I find the most is that so fairly constantly now I have this underlying peace.
Yes.
I'm not happy and blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, there is a peace and a calm that is absolutely gold. And I know that's always there. No matter what I'm going through, there's this real, which I guess is about the being full or the, I'm not sure.
And so, like that, you're tree, like you're really there, and then you can create, you're not toppling over and all loose, and there's a that's happening.
There's a solidness to it.
And that is that honor of yourself too, to really land that and honor who you are. And so that means you have to pull some weeds to find out who you are, because we hit ourselves amongst all these, our messy garden, and it's like once you clear that, here you are. So
absolutely.
Honor yourselves.
Engage with life, engage with us, please. This is just an open invitation. If you're resonating with anything that we've said, just pop your name in. We can even message you. Get in contact. It's not going to cost you anything, but
share
actually
it with friends that you think need
it. Share it with someone who might need it. And when I say it's not going to cost you anything, if you don't make a decision to do something sooner rather than later, it's going to cost you a hell of a lot, because everything is shifting now, and it's going so fast that if you don't get on this train and ride it, it is going to cost you, and it's going to cost you dearly. Don't let that happen. Make a decision. Call out to someone. We can refer you on to others as well, depending on where you are. So just understand, this isn't, whether you do this or you do that.
Really.
You need to do something. You need to take action. You need to make a call, and you need to start filling your cup.
And say yes to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And then the action is just that saying yes. You're drawing a line, you're stepping over it and going,
I'm done with that other stuff. Feels very powerful.
Beautiful. All right.
There we go. All done. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you've got any questions, post them in the chat. That's great. And
otherwise, blessings.
Blessings. And make a decision for you today.
Love to hear from you all.
Totally.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Love you, Robsy.
Bye. Love you too.
Okay, let me just do this. Bye.